Hey Blenderheads, it's me again. So as you can see, I've created yet another opportunity for me to talk your ear off about Blender. This is video tour 3. I've made a lot of progress since the second video. So let's just switch over to Blender here. And you remember how I said that this controller was final? Well, I didn't lie, I just changed my mind. Because I was working on this piece here, which is the plug for the controller, and I was looking over some of the other pieces. Like over here I had this perfectly circular thing, and it was just very dense and stuff like that. So this was perfectly circular, everything was clean, and then I remembered the controller. Where's there? So I just looked around, and it was very, very messy. So I just cleaned up the entire thing. This is now perfectly circular because it was very weird last time. These are now two separate pieces, and I used a bit of a trick here to get the seam in. It's a trick I learned during Jonathan Williamson's Porsche tutorial. So actually, let's just move this up a bit. No. Okay, everything's fine. But I reworked the entire thing. I also added in these screw holes and the plaque that goes there. So now I would say that this is final. Though, once again, this is not 100% sure because last time I said it was final, it wasn't final. But I think it is. Because everything else, I didn't change anything here. I could probably clean up though, I think. No, okay, everything is really there for a reason. Yeah, so everything is pretty much done on this part. The spots for the screws, the black here, everything. So that's done. There's also the actual console, which is done-ish. Done as in no subsurf yet. But if you open this up, you can see that this plaque is here, everything is done. I do not have the connection pins back here because there's going to be a cartridge there. And anyway, if I wanted to make those, I would have to take the actual console apart, and I don't really feel like doing that. Not when I don't want to risk messing something up and it not working anymore. It is a collector's item now. But everything is done, everything is final. This here, well, I think it's final. It's base final because the subsurf has not been applied yet. I've also named all the pieces, which I hadn't done in the last video, but I went through and just named everything. And this is done. Again, the base mesh, because nothing in here except for this piece, these pieces have the subsurf. But this is all done. You have the ridges here, you have the tab, the semicircular hinge, and on layer 4 you have the cartridge, which is also done, no subsurf once again. You have the inset here, you also have the actual label, which is in here. Did I add the label? I think I did. Where is the label? 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I thought I'd added the label, but it's obviously not there. That's weird. I was sure I added it, but I'll add it later. And so that's pretty much done. If you look at the mesh, it's again very similar to the controller. Outline the very important parts like the screw holes, the plaques, and this piece here, and then shape the rest of the mesh around it. There's also a triangle here, which you might notice and be wondering why that's there. Well, if you take a look at this picture here, which is the actual cartridge, you can see that there's this triangle here that I actually haven't extruded in yet. Shoot, I forgot to do that, but I'll do that later. But this triangle is there specifically for that reason. It is an equilateral triangle, which means all three sides are the same length. It's very easy to calculate the height of a triangle if you know the length and the angle, because since an equilateral triangle is all the same length, the angles are all the same, which is 60 degrees, because a triangle has 180 degrees total. So I used the tangent formula to just figure out how high this was, or how wide this edge here. So yeah, math. Math is very useful when working in Blender. So yeah, once again, this is two separate pieces. I will use the same technique I used for the other thing, what is it called? The controller. Just extrude in these edges, or these edge loops here. Extrude them in to make it seem like there's a seam, but there's not going to be one there. Well, actually there will once I unwrap this, but there won't actually be any here. And the actual seam is because there are two pieces, just like in real life. So yeah, that's pretty much it. This one is the last piece, which I finished earlier. The only thing that I'm missing are two small squares that go on the edge here. I actually have a picture. So yeah, this is a huge picture, but I'll just use this one. These two squares, these two holes that I have to add in, but I'm actually not sure if I will add them in. I don't think I will. I mean, I'm adding in as much detail as I can, but at the same time, I don't want it to get ridiculous. Yeah. So this is actual final, because the subsurf is applied, but look at this vertex count, 5,000 vertices, and if I apply this, it just jumps all the way up to 80,000 just for this one object. So I'm guessing this project will take a long time to render. But yeah, oh, also almost forgot these switches and input sockets. You have the audio video for the yellow and red or white cables. You have the power input, the channel 3/4 selection, and the standard output for the console, which plugs directly into the back of the TV. So yeah, everything is almost done. You have the buttons, you have the bottom, the top, the lid, the input sockets, the lid here, the ventilation shaft, the ventilation grids, the bottom pieces, the feet. Everything is named. You have the controller here. Everything is pretty much done. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm just gonna cut this off now, and thanks for watching. See you soon.